Denman.
Indeed, Horse of the Year on the line now as the last one to load for the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic, powered by Dodge. Goes up to the outside gate at Sun King. The gate's closed. They're all set. There's the roar from the Churchill Downs crowd as the Breeders' Cup Classic field set on their way, and Lawyer Ron in the white in the middle immediately sprints to the lead. Lava Man is right there. Bernardini came away beautiful, and Brother Derek's taken a strong hold down at the rail. Alongside of him comes Premium Tap. There couldn't be much more speed on early here. On the outside, here's Flower Alley keeping them on as Bernardini's settled down in the 6th spot now, been followed by George Washington to the rail, 6 off the leaders. Invasor is racing alongside of Suave. They're a good 8 lengths off the lead now. Then back to Sun King. Along the inside of those two, we have David Jr. scraping the paint. Then back to Perfect Drift, and Giacomo is the trailer. Giacomo 15 off the leader. Onto the backstretch they go, and Brother Derek virtually sprinting out here. He's setting a fast pace, a length and a half to Lawyer Ron. Lava Man is in 3rd. Down at the rail, Premium Tap in the gold colours. Bernardini is back in 5th now, and Bernardini might be being asked to pick it up from here. Bernardini is 6 lengths off the leaders, going to have to go wide now. George Washington is coming through inside of him, then David Jr. Invasor tries to get up closer. He's 7 off the leaders. Then Suave, Sun King, behind that Perfect Drift, and Giacomo continues to trail. Less than a half mile to go. Brother Derek is the leader. There's Lawyer Ron chasing him in 2nd. Now Bernardini has suddenly kicked it in. It looked like he might be battling, but Bernardini with a magnificent rush on the outside in the white sleeves, and Bernardini strikes the front in the Classic. Brother Derek running a huge one to his inside. In behind those two now, Invasor's coming home gamely as well down the centre. Bernardini, Invasor's coming with a good run down the centre of the track. Brother Derek tries to battle back along the inside, but Invasor, Bernardini, Invasor and Bernardini in a thriller, but Invasor's got his measure, and Invasor, the Argentinian bred, Uruguayan raced, Invasor has won the Classic. 2nd was Bernardini. Premium Tap running on 3rd. Giacomo came from dead last to finish 4th, just ahead of Brother Derek.
A surprise, and there's going to be a humongous fiesta in Uruguay tonight. Indeed, Invasor is the best.
And their horse, trainer Karen McLaughlin, won the Belmont Stakes with Jazzle. Wins the Breeders' Cup Classic with Invasor, who is owned by Sheikh Hamdan Al Maktoum, the older brother of Sheikh Mohammed, the owner of Bernardini. The sibling rivalry here as brother beats brother on the wire.
An amazing job by Fernando Hera. This kid took all the pressure in the Belmont and rode a perfect race. He took all the pressure today and rode a perfect race again. And Bernardini had no excuse.
You say kid, he is 18 years old. He's by far the youngest rider to win a Breeders' Cup race.
And things did not go well for Invasor in his preparation for this race. He was pointed for the Jockey Club Gold Cup, developed a slight fever. There was going to be a showdown with Bernardini that day, but they had to back him out of that race. They came into this race off of a layoff that, frankly, it made Karen McLaughlin uncomfortable.
And you've got to give Karen a lot of credit, because he trained this horse up to the race. Not an easy job.
He said he trained him harder because of the layoff, which he doesn't like to do, but apparently perfectly done.
He had fallen way out of his comfort zone. You're right. He had to adjust and figure out how to push the buttons of Invasor, and you can see
his wife Letty
the satisfaction.
And
huh? Yeah.
And again, to point out what Jerry said, no excuse at all for Bernardini. Trevor Denman picked up on it immediately as the horses went into the 2nd turn. He was being ridden along by Castellano, and he was in a full drive at the 3/8 pole. So you knew then it wasn't going to be the same kind of race for Bernardini that we've been seeing.
But we wonder what Bernardini's reaction would be in that situation, Randy. He had just run off and dominated races, didn't expect to see Invasor or anybody charging up to take it from him. Let's go to Janine with Tom Albertrani to explain. See if we can get Janine's mic to work. You see Invasor headed back to the winner's circle. And now Albertrani is ready with Janine. I guess not. The difficulties of wireless microphones. It happens.
Yeah, there may be some conversation in this race about whether Javier Castellano moved a little too early on Bernardini.
Well, he might.
Because he was in a full-fledged drive at the 3/8 pole with this horse.
He might have. I think that, when you ride a horse that wins by this many lengths, this many times, you begin to think he's invincible. And maybe Javier thought that. I'm not going to kill him on it, but but there's a possibility he did. I just thought he believed he would put the race away. Invasor was just too good for him.
How about that? A disappointing performance for Lava Man, obviously. The horse that had won 7 consecutive races and was such a good storyline. Lava Man wasn't right up on the lead as he had been in his most recent races, and unfortunately nowhere around there at the finish.
Premium Tap runs third, and Giacomo, the Derby champ from last year, runs fourth. Let's try Janine again with Tom Albertrani. Janine?
Maybe third time's the charm. There we go. Tom, I was standing right here watching the race with Bernardini, and I could tell about 3/8 of a mile into the race, your expression changed. What were you seeing?
Well, it looked like he was struggling a little bit down the backside. Javier was asking him more than normal than his other races, but he kicked in and made a good run, but I think we just got beat by a better horse on the day today.
But it didn't look like the Bernardini we had seen before. I mean, the dominant, the powerful strides. Was it a matter of him maybe never being hooked or pressured before, or do you think that this just wasn't his A game today?
No, I think we got banged around a little bit early on in the early stages, but he still came with his run, but I think Invasor had a lot more left than we did today.
So much hype coming into this race for you. This will most likely be Bernardini's last race. What's it like to come up second best today?
Well, there's no disgrace. Invasor, he deserved it. He did everything right this year himself. So, we had a great year with him, and unfortunately, we were second best today.
Yes, you did, and I know your wife Fonda had said she wanted him to win not just for you guys, but for the sport itself, for the public, because she wanted Bernardini to be a great champion. Well, let's get a report now and an update from Patty Cooksey out on the track.
Okay, I'm right here with Javier. He's explaining to him right now.
Ask it, and he had a punch, and he, in the end, top of the straight, he broke up a little bit. Okay, thanks.
Javier, how you feeling? You feeling okay?
Feeling good.
Anything about Bernardini?
He ran good race, second best today. He ran huge race.
I know you're disappointed, but this is a great horse.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed, not at all. You can win all the races, but that's a good race for him.
All right, Javier, thanks a lot.
I'll show you the stewards room. There's been an objection. You saw hold all tickets. Brother Derek against Bernardini at the top of the stretch.
To add insult to injury, Bernardini's beaten as a heavy favorite, and now they're claiming foul against him. Brother Derek saying that there was some interference involved there. It does not involve Invasor.
And the celebration right behind us in the Century 21 Winners Circle, the first South American bred to win the Classic here. And a year ago, this time, Invasor's down here in Uruguay, knocking around. And who would have dreamed a year later here, winning a $5 million race?
Sheikh Mohammed sent a representative to Uruguay to look for an endurance horse. They weren't going down there to buy this horse, but he was the Uruguayan Triple Crown champion. And somebody told the bloodstock agent, the horse you need to be looking at is Invasor. So he took a look at him, called Sheikh Hamdan, not Sheikh Mohammed, Sheikh Hamdan, and said, you need to buy this horse. And of course, money is no object, and that's exactly what they did.
Let's see if we can see what happened at the top of the stretch involving Bernardini and the objection filed by Brother Derek.
Well, Alex Solis on number 1 in the blue silks on Brother Derek is claiming that Javier Castellano came over on him and brushed him. It was, I think it's incidental contact. It was so slight, I can't possibly see how the stewards are going to disqualify Bernardini for that. It was for one jump. It was barely even a brush, very incidental.
And all the talk was, is you get a look at the stewards taking a look at that right now. And again, it does not involve the winner, Invasor, at all. Bernardini was going to be his coronation for Horse of the Year. The heavy favorite. Invasor is now going to be the Horse of the Year.
In your estimation, I was going to ask you
I don't think there's any doubt about it. No doubt about it.
And as for Lava Man, they'll search for explanations in that camp as well, just never really contended.
But it's the same thing. Every time he leaves California, his assets become his liability. The speed is not as effective on here, and he can't blast off on the far turn and open up a bunch of links on the field like he does out there.
What are the least likely horses of the year if Invasor does, in fact, win horse of the year? I mean, you talk about an incredible journey. Lava Man's journey was incredible to get to this race, but Invasor to get to the winner's circle, to get to horse of the year status is mind-boggling.
Okay, he's only lost once in his life. That was in Dubai. They took him for the UAE Derby. Discreet Cat, owned by Sheikh Mohammed. We'll see him next year, hopefully.
That's official, by the way. Bernardini is second. Premium Tap third. Giacomo fourth.
There was a lot of sentiment from Sheikh Mohammed to run Discreet Cat in this race. He beat Invasor by 7 lengths in the Derby over there in Dubai earlier this year. How good is Discreet Cat? He's undefeated.
Well, we may see Discreet Cat. What, in the Dubai?
He will run one more time in the States before he goes over to the World Cup for next spring.
We'll talk about what perhaps lies ahead for Invasor. He is the horse of the year from Uruguay. With their partying tonight, the gloom of Churchill Downs, a winner. Performance, no-brainer.
Got to be Invasor because he's the best. Tremendous burst to get by not only perfect drift, but to run down a very, very good horse in Bernardini.
And Fernando Jara becoming the youngest jockey ever to win a Breeders' Cup race, and not just any Breeders' Cup race, the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic, richest race in North America. What a year for Jara.
On top of the Belmont.
Jazzle on the Belmont, this one.
And Fernando's agent is Randy Romero, the jockey that rode Personal Instant to victory here back in the 80s.
They need lights to light up the Century 21 winner's circle, and that's where Janine Edwards is.
I'm here with trainer Kieran McLaughlin. What an afternoon for you. First of all, you missed the Jockey Club Gold Cup with this horse. You had to train him into the race off a 90-day break. What adjustments did you have to make to have him primed for this race this afternoon?
We were lucky to be able to keep him pretty much on schedule. He missed one work and one race, but he stayed on schedule and worked very well each time. But he gets a lot out of his gallops, and we felt very good. He really has come on a lot in the last 90 days.
Just watching this replay, you were commending the ride by Fernando Jara. You and he, of course, teamed up to win the Belmont Stakes on Jazzle. Talk about the talent that this kid has and why you were so confident to put him on your best horses.
He's just a great young rider that's so cool, and he never gets nervous, and he rode a great race by saving so much ground. He was in the 2-path going around the first turn, breaking from the 11, so he did a great job. He's an excellent jockey, and we have a lot of things going on together. It just works out well.
Tell me what the support of the Maktoum family has meant to you and to your career. They, of course, gave you the Belmont Stakes win with Jazzle, and now this win here with this great horse, Invasor. They have really put your career, put you on the map, haven't they?
They're the greatest owners in the world, and I'd like to say Namus and Shukran to Sheikh Hamdan in Dubai, and Sheikh Mohammed. I feel bad was second. We beat him, but they're great sportsmen and great owners, and I'm lucky to be part of the team, and all my family's here. My main 2 assistants flew in for the day, so it's a great team effort. I didn't do anything. It's a big team effort, and we're just lucky to be working for the greatest owners in the world.
What do you think this puts Invasor as far as year-end honors?
Well, for sure he's the older horse of the year and maybe the horse of the year, but he's a great horse to have in your stable, that's for sure.
Congratulations on a tremendous training job with Invasor, Kieran.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Chris?
Janine, he's far, far too modest. It was tremendous, pushing all the right buttons off a long layoff. Invasor pays $15.40. Bernardini, the even money favorite, making it a $39.60 exacta. What a swing of emotions for Kieran. Penny Hughes, almost an even money favorite in the sprint, runs last. Everything that could go wrong does go wrong, and then Invasor redeems everything in a couple of minutes here.
Boy, the swing of emotions in this sport are just unbelievable. As you see now, the full order of finish. Brother Derek hanging on pretty nicely to finish 5th. George Washington finished ahead of Lava Man. If you had a horse for horse beforehand, a lot of us would have taken Lava Man. But George Washington ran a nice little race running on dirt for the first time, and as you see the remainder of the field, David Jr., the other European, did not fare so well, and another disappointing performance for Flower Alley.
Talked about the happy connections for Invasor and the folks down in Uruguay. Another happy person is Julia Quattorochi, who in a draw got Invasor and wins the Dodge Nitro, which has been pulled out on the track here. Let's get down to the winner's circle. There's a celebration. You can hear it's bilingual, and they're happy. Joe?
That's right. Indeed, it was framed as blue blood versus blue collar, but indeed we have some South American sizzle here in the winner's circle with Kentucky's #1 sports fan, Ashley Judd. But let's start off with Bill Ferris Jr., chairman of the Breeders' Cup.
Well, thanks a lot, Joe. Just can't say it hearty enough. Congratulations to Rick Nichols and the Shadwell team. Sheikh Hamdan has done so much in this sport, and this is a huge win. And Kieran, congratulations, man. What a great victory. And the horse ran a big race. And Breeders' Cup powered by Dodge, big race.
Ashley, you get the big honors today.
I do. Sir, it's my absolute pleasure to present to you the Breeders' Cup Classic Trophy powered by Dodge. Congratulations to you, to Invasor, your wonderful trainer, Kieran. And Fernando, I want to hear all about your trip.
Sheikh Hamdan representing the Maktoum family along with Rick Nichols from Shadwell. How surprised were you by this outcome?
Well, at the end of the day, we are happy because as a family we finished first and second. I had a really great time here, and I thank the trainer Kieran and the jockey and all the teams that did a very good job.
Rick, how proud of this trainer and jockey are you?
Well, very much. Not only Karen and Fernando, but Neil and Trish and Artie. They all worked so hard, and I know if Sheikh Hamdan was here, he would want to thank him as well. And while I'm at it, thanks Sheikh Hamdan for letting us have this nice horse. Well done.
The 18-year-old Fernando Hara, come on in here for a moment. What a year you've had. Describe it for us. Bring us back to that moment of winning this Breeders' Cup Classic.
Yeah, it was a special moment. I just try to keep the horse happy, all the trouble, and wait till the last quarter pole when I have to make me move. I don't have trouble.
Congratulations. The winning connections of Invasor. They said Bernardini was going to find his way through. Invasor found his way into the record books. He's the Breeders' Cup Classic champ.